Today on the patio, we're doing one of my favorite things. Before we can get into that, we gotta get some smoke rolling on our Joe. What's up, barbecue fans? Walk back the patio. My name's Jake. You're watching Mama Cook. Today on the patio, as I mentioned, we're doing one of my favorite things, and that's pork chops. But not just any pork chops. We're doing some Snake River Farms double bone in 14-ounce Kubota pork. Now, I love these pork chops. This is my favorite pork chop in the whole wide world. Snake River Farms reached out to me and said, hey, would you mind doing a video on these? And I was like, absolutely. I've actually ordered about 30 of these and eaten these over the last 3 years. I really do love them. They are a phenomenal piece of pork, and because they're 14 ounces, it's a nice big piece of meat. And the double bone's cool, so let me open these up and show you these guys. And Kubota pork is really like Berkshire. It's a high level pork, right? You're not gonna get this in the grocery store. You gotta order it online, and it will not disappoint. I mean, look at that pork chop. That is a pork chop, if I ever saw a pork chop. The double bone, it's a nice presentation. It's a big old piece of meat. I, as a growing young man, need to eat a lot of meat. You come wrapped here to protect the bone, and that's that. So what I would have loved to do is actually dry brine these overnight tonight, and I was going to cook them tomorrow. Unfortunately, now we have rain coming in tomorrow, so I'm kind of pressed to cook them today. But what we're going to do is we're going to put some Jacobson's black pepper salt on them, put a little bit of this on there, and we'll put a generous coating. It's a big piece of meat. This is a coarse salt with some pepper mix into it. I want to help break down some of the fat while we smoke, and since we're doing a super slow smoke, we're going to get some flavor in there. We're going to have a little bit of extra time. And last but not least, I've got a little onion powder here. And you also might notice I have a regular onion here. We're going to put that on, get some smoke flavor in that, because I love me some fried onions with my pork chop. We've got the Kamado Joe dialed in. We're actually sitting about 175 dome temperature, so we're a little cooler at the grate. We've got just a little bit of smoke rolling. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna put our onion on here. The reason why I didn't use the slow roller today is that I want quick access to the fire. I'm gonna remove the heat deflectors, crank up the temps, and we're gonna finish that smoked pork right over the lump. So it's actually been about an hour and 20 minutes. I ended up taking my dog for a run, so gone a little longer than I expected, but no big deal. We're still cooking around 185 or so here. Got tons of smoke, as you can see. I buried a piece of the Bear Mountain hickory underneath the lump, and I just lit a very, very small area. So we've had smoke the entire time, but because we're under 200, we're not gonna be cooked yet. Where are we at here? At 130 in the center there, 128 in the center there. So we still got time to go. Now, pork is actually done at 145 now. You can take it up to 150, but you don't have to go up too much further than that at all. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this off. What I'm gonna do is grab my heat deflector here. I'm gonna move my onion off to the side. It's still quite hard, but it's got a lot of smoke in it. And what we're gonna do now is we will let our Joe come up to temperature. Now I'm open an inch at the bottom, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come into the third line there. That's probably gonna put us in that 350 range, somewhere around there. We'll bring it up to temperature, And then what I'm gonna do is we'll put these guys on far away from the fire. We're gonna let some of that fat drip down in that fire and give us some extra flavor in there. And we're not gonna go super hot yet. We're just gonna let that fat render, especially, you can see there's a big fat cap on each side. We're gonna lay them there and render that fat in. We'll just wait for this to get temperature. So we're up to 350. What we're gonna do here is I have one spot in the center that is our hot spot. The other thing I'm gonna do while we're waiting for our pork to finish up here is we're gonna get our onion ready. Now we're only gonna go 3 to 5 minutes aside, let that fat render in to our fire, just to add some flavor on there, and then slowly we're gonna get a nice char in there. This onion is soft. Give myself a little bit of heat protection. But we're gonna chop this up a little bit. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this in a cast iron pan with some olive oil. And we'll also put this guy in here. So we can start frying up our onions. While we're in here, we'll have a look at our pork. And you can see a beautiful crust that's formed on there. Oh, look, that one's even better. So that was 5 minutes. So I'm gonna give it 3 minutes this time and pull our onion in here a little closer. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that fat render down right into our charcoal. That's gonna drip on there and add a bunch of extra flavor in there. I'm gonna go wash my plate. And what we're gonna do is we're going to let it sit for probably 5 minutes aside or so, and slowly bring that up to temperature, and we'll pull it off right around 145-ish. It's been 3 minutes. Let's see if we need to go a little longer. We got enough. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna give it just a little half turn, put some lines on there, maybe just a minute. Then we'll flip that over. We'll give our onions a stir while we're here. You can see my oil starting to get the temperature here. There's another minute and I think we're good for that side. It's looking tasty. Get this side done. And once your other side's done, don't forget, you got one more spot that's got to be done. We did the fat render on that side. We want to make sure we do this side too. You can see that fat really nicely rendered down and started to pull away. That's going to be a nice bite right there. I did put some salt and pepper on our onions here. They're coming along nicely. Give that about another 3 minutes. There we go. We got some good rendering all the way around. Let's check our temperature, see how close we are. Give our onions a stir here. They're pretty much done. So now we'll check our temperatures here. 149, 150, we're done. Some great color on these guys. And our onions are pretty much done as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push them away from the coals just to keep them kind of sizzling, but not really cooking. And I'll shut this down a little bit. If we have a look at these, I mean, that double bone, great for presentation, great to chew on too. But these are looking phenomenal. Lots of color around them. You can see we rendered down the fat and got some good charring on all the sides. So all we gotta do is we gotta let these guys cool down for about 10 minutes, maybe 12, and then we'll have a taste. Good looking pork. Let's get ourselves some onions here. I don't know what it is, something about fried onions and pork. Maybe it's because I grew up having it. My mom always made it for me, but it is something delicious. Before we can dig in, we got to talk about the contest on the channel. So every video I do a contest at the end of the month. I do a random drawing and I pick comments. If your comment is chosen, you will win a $25 gift card to appbbq.com. If you happen to be a Patreon member, starts at $5, I'll double it and I'll make it $50. All you gotta do is you gotta be subscribed to the channel, you gotta like the video, and you gotta comment down below with 2 hashtags. For this video, we'll do hashtag Snake River Farms, hashtag pork chop. Leave your comment down below. The other thing that we're doing, before I forget, is that we are approaching 25,000 subscribers very quickly here. I'm doing a special giveaway for that. It is open only to residents of the US, just because partners have to deal with duty and shipping and all that stuff out of the country. It gets expensive very, very quickly. But all you gotta do is you gotta go to the website, rumandcook.com, scroll all the way down. There's a sign up for my newsletter, put your email address in there, sign up, and I will export all the email addresses and I'll do a random comment or a random drawing right after we reach 25,000, and we'll announce the big giveaway on the channel. All right, let's have a taste, see how we made out. The great thing is you can cut these off right along the bone, and you got a little treat for yourself. You can see nice little smoke ring there, nice little smoke ring there as well. And look at that, looks super juicy. There's a better shot. I mean, you can see the moisture right around the fat. Oh man, that looks good. Enough looking. Let's taste. Hold up, I need some of this onion deliciousness here. That, my friends, is absolutely delicious. Exactly what I'm looking for. The sweet onions caramelized with some smoky pork. That flavor combination just melts in your mouth. It is absolutely delicious. The rendered fat, a little crispy, gives another little texture in your mouth. And then of course we've got some char on the outside just to round out all of our flavor profile. This is phenomenal. If you're a pork chop person, I highly recommend you check out the Snake River Farms link below. Check out these pork chops. They will not disappoint, I promise you that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe while you're down there. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.